A pharaoh erased from history, but not from the desert.
You've heard of ancient pharaohs, mighty pyramids, and terrible curses. But what if one pharaoh was so dangerous that history erased him completely? No name, no tomb, no mummy. And the most terrifying truth of all, he cast no shadow. In the oldest Egyptian records, archaeologists found stone tablets with empty spaces. Not broken, not erased, just blank. Where a pharaoh's name should have been carved, there was nothing, as if that name was never allowed to exist. Ancient scribes called this mystery the name that must not be written. Among common people, however, a darker title was whispered in fear. They spoke it only at night and never out loud. They called him the Shadowless Pharaoh. According to forbidden legend, everything began on the day of his coronation. The sun stood high above the desert. The sand burned under golden light. Thousands gathered to witness their new ruler step forward into history. But when the pharaoh emerged before the crowd, something was wrong. Beneath his feet, the sand was bright and untouched. No dark shape followed him. No shadow moved with his body. The ground beneath him remained empty. At first, the people bowed in awe. They believed it was a sign of divine favor. But the high priests felt terror instead, because ancient sacred texts carried a warning written in forgotten ink. The warning said, "He who casts no shadow does not belong to the world of the living." A being without a shadow was not blessed. It was unfinished, or worse. Unlike other pharaohs, this ruler did not worship the gods. He studied them. He believed the gods were not creators, but guards. Guards of time, guards of death. And he believed those guards could be bypassed. To the shadowless pharaoh, history was a prison. Time was a chain. Death was not destiny, but a rule forced upon humanity. And every rule, he believed, could be broken with the right knowledge. He ordered the construction of a forbidden structure beneath the desert. Not a temple, not a tomb, but a sealed chamber buried deep underground where no sunlight could ever reach. Inside the chamber were no gods, no prayers, no symbols of protection. Only walls carved with symbols no one could translate. The priests whispered its secret name in fear, the chamber where time does not flow. As construction continued, strange events followed. Shadows bent in the wrong direction. Scribes forgot simple words. Priests lost count of days. Time itself seemed confused near the chamber. Still, the pharaoh did not stop. He believed he was close, very close. And when the chamber was finished, he announced a ritual that had never been performed before. The ritual took place on a night without a moon. The desert was silent. No wind, no insects, no prayers. The pharaoh stood alone in darkness and issued one final command. He ordered the priests to sever his shadow from the world. In ancient belief, the shadow bound the soul to the earth. To remove it was forbidden. To survive it was thought impossible. When the ritual blade touched the stone floor, the torches vanished. Not extinguished, gone. There was no scream, no blood, only silence so deep it felt unnatural. Later, one priest wrote a single sentence before disappearing forever. He wrote, "The world felt incomplete, as if something essential had been quietly removed from existence." When morning came, the sun still rose and the Nile still flowed, but the pharaoh's name had vanished from every record. Those who knew him forgot his face, then his voice, then his existence. Statues left half-carved were abandoned. A royal sarcophagus prepared in advance became meaningless. No one remembered who it was meant to bury. It was as if the pharaoh had never ruled at all. From that day forward, scribes followed an unspoken rule. If history leaves a gap, never try to fill it. Those who tried suffered memory loss, confusion, and missing years of their own lives.
The belief spread quietly through generations. The shadowless Pharaoh did not die. He escaped time itself. By cutting away his shadow, he stepped outside history.
Even today, desert nomads whisper warnings. On nights with no moon and no wind, a lone figure may appear among the sands, a crown on his head, no shadow beneath his feet.
They say if you stare too long, your memories begin to fade. Your past becomes uncertain. Because the shadowless Pharaoh is not seeking power, he is seeking witnesses. And history has already shown the price. Tạo cho tôi 4 ảnh phù hợp với 4 câu này.